Always remember, your focus determines your reality. Stay close to me, and you'll be safe.
Yo, how's it going, everybody? How are we all doing? Today's a pretty special video because today I have brought on a very special guest, and today I have brought on AP Gaines. How are we doing, AP? What's going on, man?
We're doing fantastic, man. Great to be on a video with you finally. And you know, the 69th precinct definitely will represent today.
Oh yes, I love that, man. I actually I've been in his Discord for a little while now, but I definitely wanted to do some fun collabs. So we'll be doing a couple of different videos, one on my channel for today and one on his channel afterwards. So stay tuned for both of those guys. But today I wanted to go over with him 10 different plug and play characters, 5 of which that are a bit more early game or even mid game, and 5 that are a bit later game. And those 5 are a bit easier, you know, to understand, you know, while they are pretty plug and play, right? But we're gonna try to spice it up, you know. We're gonna try to have some spice in today's video. So my first one, we're gonna just bounce back and forth right here, AP. And I want to start this off with Thrawn. So Thrawn, he's been in the game for such a long time. This guy, he has a fracture, he has a TM swap. You know, there is not much more that you want in some plug and play character than a Thrawn. He is so dang good. I use him all the time. You know, I have a couple accounts now. I use him on this really high, almost 8 million account, and I use him on my 6.4 million account. But definitely a great one. You can unlock him actually earlier game as well, so he's not just for late game players, but you can get him earlier in the game, 5-star unlock from the Phoenix. He's going to be used everywhere. You know, he's a very simple one, not much to go over here. A fracture that just stops guys in their tracks pretty much, and a TM swap to get back to more turns with more fractures. So that's pretty much Thrawn. And AP, what do you got for us?
All right, so first for the early to mid game area, we're gonna go with Stormtrooper Han. Now the reason we chose Stormtrooper Han is because in the early game, speed is hard to come by. You're not going to have played long enough to have great mods. So Stormtrooper Han's ability to control turn meter dominates in early games when you're going to be super close in terms of speed. His basic will give himself some turn meter. His special ability will not only taunt, which is useful if you have weaker characters alongside him, but it will give him an instant TM boost of 30%, as well as your team will get more turn meter as he takes damage. Even his unique ability has a chance to remove turn meter. So he's gaining turn meter, he's giving turn meter, and he's removing turn meter, along with a good tank to go along. So that's why Stormtrooper Han is first on our free-to-play early game, mid-game list.
I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, I have mine Gear 11. I really want to get him up. He's a lot of fun to use, especially with his Zeta. All right. This next one that I got is going to be the man, the myth, the legend himself, Wat Tambor. I mean, you have pretty much the 2 dynamic duos in the game for plug and play. One is Thrawn and one is Wat. So Wat, you have a few things in his arsenal that make him so dang good. First actually thing here is that you can take a bonus turn in the very start of the battle, which allow you to use a piece of tech. And that is such a huge thing for plug and play counters and whatnot for teams. You have 3 different techs. You have a weapon tech that gives out more TM. You can ignore defense, and they can't be revived if you get a kill. And you have a tank tech that gives out a taunt. If they are a tank, you get some more protection back, and you can cleanse yourself. And then you have the med pack, which is actually starting to be like one of my favorite ones to give out to some of these characters, which is kind of pretty much gives you a bit more health and protection whenever anybody goes, and that's a lot of fun. But pretty much Wat, you have a lot of cleansing with his basics. You can give out some more protection over time with his first special. And if you want to use a more dark side droid and separatist focused team, he has a bit more bonuses here with more critical avoidance and some more max health. But definitely going to be awesome here for his tech pieces. And that's the main thing here. Especially with his Zeta, you get pretty much 2 guaranteed techs off the bat if you have a fast modded Wat. It's just a lot of fun. Wat Tambor is Wat Tambor. I don't know what else to say there. So there we have it there. And AP, take the next one, man.
All right, so for number 2 on our early to mid game, we're going to go with something that not a lot of people would anticipate. We're going with Count Dooku. For the early and mid game, we talked about Stormtrooper Han's ability to control turn meter, not only give turn meter and take it away, but speed, like I talked about, is important. Count Dooku, super fast character, he can get out right away. Basic will stun. Second ability will shock and stun. He can hide his non-tank separatist allies, as well as go under the protection when he counterattacks. He gains turn meter when he counterattacks. All of these things put together make him a very speedy, Not so great on health, but high control, high damage solution for you guys who are maybe going against a stronger team. Maybe they got more health, more protection, but you can control them by preventing them from taking turns. And that's why I got Count Dooku in at number 2.
I like it. And I got to build him for the Emperor. So that's when I will be getting with relics soon. So I'm looking forward to Dooku. All right. Next up here is somebody that is very similar to Wat Tambor. And it's a newer one that we got recently added into the game from the Mandalorian TV show. And that is the Armorer. So this chick has some Beskar she provides to your team. Kind of just like some tech. But it's a bit different. You have a different stacks of it. So you got a first stack of it being some more defense and some more max health. And then second one being you recover more protection. So kind of like the tank tech from Wat Tambor. And the third one, which is actually a very awesome one right now. It is with 3 stacks, you have a 100% counter chance and you can't be critically hit. So there's a Zeta on this one, which is for 3 stacks. You have that extra counter chance. Not necessary at all, but definitely adds some extra uses in some of these different counters. Like I think Clash, before he departed us, he was doing some tests, and he did, I think, a video with Revan, JKL, Luke, and also the Armor. So 3 different people there, and it was working like pretty awesome. I actually use this sometimes from time to time with that extra Beskar. But pretty much you have just somebody here who can provide some extra Beskar. You know, for GLs, you can use them for GLs. You can use them for different stuff on the offensive. This really sucks on defense because the AI never uses this ability first with giving out the Beskar. So it's just kind of a waste if you were to place this on defense. So always want to save this for offense to use some of this Beskar. And if you wanted to, you know, have a GL counter, definitely a good one to have in your arsenal. So pretty simple here. Just some more Beskar, kind of like a Wat Tambor. All right, so that's mine. What do we got, AP?
All right, in our third spot for our early to mid game, we're going to go with General Kenobi. Now, General Kenobi may take a while because he is a raid character. You have to get into a solid guild to start unlocking his shards, but once you get him, even at 5 stars, he becomes viable. He has a cleanse, which is important for all of you early game players because debuffs do more when your characters are weaker. So that cleanse is super useful. Calls in mass assists if he has buffed allies. Also with his Ceresu, he will give you some critical hit immunity if your characters get critical hit and throw up that taunt. So unlike the other 2 characters I talked about where they control turn meter and preventing the other team from going, this is going to prevent the other team from damaging your characters. Maybe you throw in a weaker Ahsoka or Anakin, you're building up your first ever Jedi Galactic Republic team, or you throw him in with any assortment of characters who might be weaker. He will prevent them from getting critically hit. He will taunt to take away the fire away from them and just give them more chance to do what they do best. That's why I have GK in at my number 3 spot.
I like it, yeah. I use this guy all the time still in late game, and I just recently got him Relic 8 for his fleet. So I love GK. He's great anywhere, guys. He's so awesome. All right, so my next one is, it's funny, my whole list is basically support. So this next one is a support, and this one is Hermit Yoda. So Hermit, he is not just great and awesome with the Jedi, but you can still definitely use him in other sort of teams. So first things first is his Master's Training. So this is the biggest part to his whole kit as to why he's very plug and play. You give out Master's Training. Yeah, you do get more bonuses based off if they are a Jedi, but you can still get some good stat bonuses with what he provides with his Master's Training. You get some more defense, offense, and potency. Those are probably like the big 3. And it can be dispelled or prevented. So it's like a locked buff. And it's so nice to have that, especially on some of these different characters you want to have it on. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I use this a lot with like some Kylos. Like I remember in 3v3, I use a lot of the GL counters like a Rey or like to a Kylo. But you can also, I'm pretty dang sure you can use this even earlier game with, you know, giving this out to maybe a Thrawn or maybe some more attackers you want to have this on. Just making it a lot harder for them to hurt you with extra defense and do more damage, or, you know, just making it just so you're a bit more durable. You know, having your guy a little bit longer in the battle is going to be something you want to have. And also with his kit, you can provide more healing with his basic and also with his special, his other special, the strength flows from the Force. So it does have a lot more Jedi synergy built into it, but definitely going to be awesome with non-Jedi and just plug and play potential. He's a lot of fun, guys. So there's mine. Number 4 is my Hermit. AP, what you got?
All right, so our number 4, we're going to go kind of the opposite. You chose a character that gives you longevity throughout the battle because where you are in the game, your battles go a little bit longer. Your characters have more health, they have more protection. I'm going with Han Solo in at number 4 because he can get people out of the game quickly. If you happen to have the Zeta on him, which I highly recommend for all of you players who maybe are about to unlock Han Solo or just don't have the Zeta on him, he takes the first turn, similar to Watt, no matter what. He will take the first turn, and he can stun on that. Does big damage. After, he's a pretty quick character. He throws in his special ability, another stun. We have 2 guys stunned potentially, but not only that, right after he throws in that stun, he can take another basic attack, which will do massive damage. So against Hermit Yoda's longevity, Han Solo will take people out quickly, and in the early to mid game, if you can get people out, gives you a huge advantage. You can maybe recover some banners if you're in Grand Arena. You can progress farther in Squad Arena if that's where you're going, or if you happen to be in a territory war, territory battle situation, you can get those pesky characters out really quickly if they have B1 stacks or something like that.
Yeah.
With all of the attacks. So that's why I have number 4, Han Solo.
I love it. Yeah, I use Han a lot still to the day. CLS is like my home for him, but you can still use him in other counters to kill GLs, so I love him a lot. All right, so my last one, number 5, is, again, a no-brainer, I would say, Darth Malak. So Darth Malak, yeah, he's amazing. So great with the Sith Empire with, Darth Revan, Bastila Fallen, and all those other guys. But, man, he is really, really strong in other non-Sith Empire teams. So, for the longest time, before I even had a 7-star Malak, I used this guy with Padme almost all the time in my GAC rounds. And the main reason why is, you can stop with, I forget which one it is. You can stop, oh, it's right here. Gnawing Terror, you can stop Sith's bonus turn meter gain, and that's so huge to have in some of these different counters, especially regarding Vader's. But also, I love the fact that he can inflict fear on people who either crit him or inflict him with a damage over time effect. So that, and also he taunts a lot, is the reason why he's on my list. He is really hard to kill, a lot more critical avoidance, defense, and all that sort of stuff with his Jaws of Life, unique. And you can also just yoink somebody, drain life somebody just right off the bat, or not right off the bat, but if they lower him to a certain health pool, he gets a bonus turn. He can potentially health steal and drain life them right off the bat. And also he has a dispel, which is awesome. Some more shocks and stuns, and his basic actually is a very underrated thing. He only does one thing, but it's a huge thing, especially in territory battles, which is inflict tenacity down, and it helps you land more debuffs with different guys. But I love him. I use him with the Padme. Sometimes I throw him with some rays and defense with some of my GLs, and just stop some of those Vader counters and force different counters. I love him a lot. Also, you can just use him as a solo if you want to solo some teams in GAC, but definitely for the plug and play, I love him with some of these different teams, guys. He's a lot of fun. There's Darth Malak, number 5. What you got for us, AP?
All right, so keeping with the theme of me being a contrarian, you came up with a no-brainer. Malak, you came up with a no-brainer. I'm going to go with maybe not so big brainer, but it's still super effective, and you guys will thank me if you use this in the early to mid game. I'm going with Old Daka in at my number 5 spot. Not only does Old Daka have the chance to stun not only the person she's targeting, but also a random other enemy, she can use Chance of Resurrection to bring back, yes, she can bring back Night Sister allies, but she can bring back anyone. So if you throw her in a team with people who have no synergy whatsoever, she can bring them back. Also, when they're brought back, she can give 50% of her max health, and she has lots of it, to the entire team. Not only that, when people die, she has Serve Again, which will allow her to get more turn meter and reduce cooldowns of her revive. So if you have squishy characters who need a little bit of extra time to do their thing, you can bring in Old Daka, you can bring them back, you can get more turn meter, you can reduce her cooldowns, you can get stuns, everything you need in an early to mid game plug and play character. That's why I have Old Daka at number 5.
Oh, I love it. And I'm just now remembering this, that I actually have used her as plug and play almost a year or two ago when Darth Revan was first out in the game, and I used her with those revives to bring back my Anakin to do more AoE. Oh my gosh, I love that counter. So yeah, Daka, a lot of good stuff there. But guys, that is 10 different plug and play characters. We did 5 from the early and mid game, and we did 5 that are a bit later game, or just, all around very, very good. So that's our list. I will be doing another video with AP on his channel in a little bit. Go check it out, guys. AP, any last words for today, man?
Hey, man, the 69th precinct comes up with memes, but they work. Everyone's got to acknowledge our greatness one day. So, I'll see you around.
I love it. All right, guys. Thanks for watching today's video. Until next time, see y'all later. Peace out and have a good one.